Hello, parents of Science 8 students. My name is Mr. Wellsby, and this is a brief introductory video to give you some of the highlights of what Science 8 is going to look like for your students this quarter. So, in broad strokes, the course information, the units that we'll be covering, we've just finished our first unit, which was an introduction to science unit, so giving them basic skills about experimental design and methodology. And we've recently started the unit on optics, and afterwards we'll be completing a unit on cells and on earth science. The resources that are available are all going to be on our Google Classroom, and the curriculum follows the BC curriculum with keeping in mind the IB core competencies. And our goals for the class are largely for them to be good scientists, developing that scientific reasoning, and also for them to develop their independence. So to this end, it's important that students themselves learn to communicate. If they have any questions or concerns, they are more than welcome to email me, and I'm very good at responding as soon as possible. They should be taking ownership and accountability of their learning and also be willing to take part in experiential learning. That is, taking risks, having successes and failures, all of those being part of the learning journey for them. So we are, of course, part of the IB Middle Years program at Rockridge, and so they'll be measured on the skills of the 4 criterion, and their assessments will be varied and will allow me to have a good idea of where they stand on those 4 criterion. So those 4 criterion, again, are knowledge and understanding, inquiring and design, processing and evaluating, and reflecting on the impacts of science. So criterions B and C are largely practical based or lab based skills. Criterion A is what we might think of as traditional knowledge. So what they might get tested on in terms of typical tests. That's only one of the 4 criterion though, and reflecting on the impacts of science. So seeing how the role that science plays in the world around them. And of course, they're measured on those 4 broad categories of beginning, developing, accomplished, and exemplary. So if you are looking for more information on the IB Middle Years program, there is information on our school website. How you can support as parents. One of the key things that will really help them out is building engagement by asking your child what they're doing in science. I'm sure when they finish their eyeball dissection, for example, they'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. I would check and use the website. Again, I want to encourage student communication. We know things happen in students' lives. They have different obstacles to overcome, and I would strongly encourage you to encourage them to email me directly if they need an extension on an assignment or whatever the case may be, or some sort of modification to something based on their own circumstances. They're more than welcome to contact me directly, and we can come to an arrangement that works well for everyone. Please ensure they're getting enough sleep. I do make my due dates, my assignments due at 8 p.m. the previous night, so I don't want students staying up late working on science assignments. Making sure they have a quiet, safe study space, and encourage them to see me during extra help hours, so they can come during the X block on Tuesdays and Thursdays and by appointment. Again, all the information is on Google Classroom. Our Google Classroom code is listed here, so you can see what the students are doing from there. And in terms of their electronic devices, they do need to have devices and chargers in class. And cell phone guidelines, unless otherwise stated, the students have been instructed, and they are fairly good at keeping their phone in their bag and their backpack at the side of the room. And just making sure they have healthy digital habits at home as well. So I'm more than happy to speak to any of the parents at any time. That's my email address there. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns, and I look forward to speaking with you.